Pro wrestling and the WWE debut on Primetime Network Television, October 4th, 2019, from Los Angeles, California. The importance of this billion-dollar evening cannot be stated enough. The Rock, the biggest movie star in the world, finally comes home. And Kofi Kingston faces his biggest challenge yet as he defends the WWE Championship against Brock Lesnar. Wrestling goes mainstream. This is WWE Friday Night Smackdown on Fox. Let's break it down. JtoZ TV Dad here once again, guys, back in the JtoZ TV Pro Wrestling Control Center, and today it is a big one. We are gathered here for a We are gathered here today for a monumental episode of JtoZ Pro Wrestling Breakdown because we are tackling WWE Friday Night Smackdown, the very first episode on Fox. Months and months of promotion, all of the build-up, all of the hype, it has led us to this night, guys. This is a night that has potential to change the history of the professional wrestling business for years and years and years to come. It's going to change the landscape forever. More eyeballs are going to be on wrestling than ever before. Pro wrestling has never been this visible, guys. It has never been at the forefront of American pop culture as much as it is now. That is a big statement to make, guys. I'm making it here on JtoZ TV. This is the time to be a wrestling fan, guys. And Friday night, October 4th, 2019, what a night to be a pro wrestling fan. Live from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, it is WWE Friday Night Smackdown, guys. WWE has stacked the card, and this is a pay-per-view quality show. Let's get right to it, guys. Starting us off, Vince and Stephanie McMahon are going to come out to welcome everybody to the new era of SmackDown. And I just got to say, that new SmackDown set, that new stage, how incredible is that thing? Wow, it's hands down my favorite stage and set in all of wrestling right now. That thing is just gorgeous, guys. Absolutely beautiful. It's next level. I'm absolutely in awe. All right, Vince and Stephanie have welcomed us to a brand new era of SmackDown on Fox. And we're going to get a brand new SmackDown opening video. And this thing is brilliant, guys. Totally reminiscent of the NFL on Fox openings. Or basically, it looked like an actual sporting event opening video here. This thing was polished, pristine, and sparkling pretty clean, guys. This is a clean video. WWE's production is absolutely slick. They're one of the best out there, but Fox's production is just infinitely better. The production on network television is bar none, top-notch stuff, and you really can see the difference here when you look at a WWE-produced opening video package and the things that the Fox production have already brought to the show. This thing is looking great, guys. Back into the arena, and Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, she is out to open the show. The building is packed, and she's going to get a very, very nice pop, a big reaction to open things up. WWE must have a lot of confidence in Becky Lynch to send her out first on the very first SmackDown here on Fox with this many eyeballs. She's got a lot of pressure on her to grab and hold on to an audience. But you know, Becky Lynch, she's probably going to do that. And speaking of having confidence in a new upcoming star, out comes King Corbin, guys. Baron Corbin is out here to interrupt Becky Lynch. Wow. Big props to Corbin because he really does excel here at just being a classic old school heel that you just want to punch in the face. He just trolls Becky Lynch. His facial expressions and his mannerisms here are just classic heel stuff, guys. Really, check this out if you guys haven't got a chance to see this yet. Check out Baron Corbin here and really watch him during this segment because he's gold. And it made me wonder, has he possibly been studying Bobby the Brain Heenan? Because this is classic heel stuff here from Corbin. He's only going to get infinitely better, too. I love me some Baron Corbin. Hot take. The roof absolutely comes off the Staples Center, though, because here comes the great one. If you smell. That's right, The Rock is out to interrupt King Corbin, and he's just going to rip him apart, including some insults I can't really say here on JtoZ TV because it is a family channel, but some hilarious stuff from The Rock as he's just going to undress Corbin on the mic, basically. And it's funny because those Stone Cold, the pop that Stone Cold Steve Austin gets still to this day when he comes back, the pop and the reaction that The Rock gets right here, these things, they just dwarf any reaction that anybody in the current roster gets because there's nothing like it. Like, there's Road Warrior pops, yeah, but a Stone Cold pop and a Rock pop are on another level entirely. The Rock, like I said, he's going to undress Corbin and just destroy him on the mic. It's what he does. And what an honor for Baron Corbin to be able to be in there and get just eviscerated by The Rock because Corbin is great here too, holding his heel roll up great. He is just going to ham it up in the ring with The Rock. And Becky and The Rock then are going to get an STD chant over. That stands for Super Tough Dude, according to Becky Lynch. Wink, wink. And basically, Corbin's had enough. He can't stand the STD chant. He's going to try to attack. And The Rock and Becky Lynch are just going to lay him out. The Rock's going to hit the People's Elbow, guys. What an awesome moment here to kick off the first episode of SmackDown on Fox. And then Becky's going to get the rub because she's going to get to pose with The Rock right in the center of the ring. Pretty awesome visual, guys. Really fun little segment to start the show. Great to have The Rock out there right away. Lots of confidence in Becky and Corbin. They were used the right way. The Rock was used the right way. By proxy, this is how you get that rub. You kind of transfer some of that heat from The Rock to Becky. And Corbin by proxy. Great stuff. I enjoyed the opening segment here. Becky's going to remain in the ring because we're going to get right to our opening matchup. Because Charlotte Flair is going to team up with Becky Lynch here. And they're going to be taking on the team of Bayley and Sasha Banks. I really don't like... Charlotte's a babyface now, I guess, just by proxy, because Bayley's a heel and she's fighting Bayley. But I hate how WWE does this all the time. Charlotte is smiling just like a classic old-school babyface as she comes out. Just this week, suddenly, because I guess she just turned. But why can't she just be just regular old cocky self-absorbed Charlotte? Like, The Rock always did that. You didn't see The Rock come out and smiling like a goof. He always was The Rock still. I don't like the sudden change of personalities just because you skew one way or the other from babyface or heel. But Bayley, on the other hand, is getting really used to her heel role here. She's turning into an awesome heel, and I thought that she would have potential to be a great heel, especially running with that self-righteous role model gimmick that she's got. She's pretty awesome here because she's really over the top. She's having a lot of fun with the heel stuff. All four girls basically have got their working boots on tonight. This is a tight opening match. Timing is on from all four girls. Nothing is botched. Some very nice, snug little exchanges here. There's just natural chemistry between these four girls in this match, and it's really, really nice to see. Nice little tidbit I noticed that I do want to point out again, harping on Fox's production, putting it over, if you will. There's a commercial break in this match, and when we come back from commercial break, I haven't seen WWE really use this. I think they did in the 90s, but not so much now. There's a simple match graphic as we come back out of the commercial break that just reminds us on the bottom of the screen what the match is that we're watching. So, for instance, when we came back from break in this match, we had the graphic on the bottom of the screen that showed us that we were watching Charlotte and Becky versus Bayley and Sasha. So, very cool little tidbit. I like the production, upping the production game from Fox. That's such a simple thing, but to me it added a lot. Becky really is going to shine here, especially with her offense. She looks really, really good. And Bayley is just absolutely bumping all over the place for her and for Charlotte. Charlotte's going to end up connecting with that incredibly dangerous top rope moonsault that she does all the way from the top rope and to the floor on to Bayley and Sasha. I hate when Charlotte uses this moonsault because it just looks really dangerous. She always does more of a backflip and tries to get her own feet underneath her. So the way that she brings her knees and her legs down, it always looks really dangerous to me. I remember her catching Nia Jax right on the top of the head with a knee one time doing this moonsault. So this thing just is really cringy when I see it. So following the moonsault to the floor onto both Sasha and Bayley, Charlotte's going to roll Bayley into the ring, and she's going to apply that figure 8 leg lock. That's going to get the submission victory for Charlotte and Becky. This was a tight tag match, good opener, and like I said, Becky and Bayley in particularly shined in this match. 3 stars for the opening contest. And we're going to go backstage now. Erin Andrews, courtesy of Fox Sports, the cool little touch that they've got her included in doing a backstage interview. Little things like that, her being a sideline reporter, being on WWE Smackdown here, adds some legitimacy to the show. So I really like that they interjected a little cameo from her here. And she's having fun with it, guys. She's having fun with the New Day promo. She has a really cool attitude about this whole thing. She's going to interview the New Day, and basically Kofi Kingston says he's ready for the challenge of Brock Lesnar tonight. He's not shying away. Like I said, little things like including Erin Andrews. That's why Fox is hitting a home run with their presentation and their promotion of WWE in general here. They're doing a wonderful job with it. Next up, we have a champion versus champion match because Seth Rollins, the WWE Universal Champion, is going to be taking on the Intercontinental Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, Swag Suki himself. It's champion versus champion here, but before we can get things started, the Firefly Funhouse interrupts Seth Rollins as he's in the ring. And, poor Rambling Rabbit is not having a good time lately with Bray Wyatt here in the Funhouse. Bray's going to go ahead and lock Rambling Rabbit up inside of a red-painted cage with Mercy the Buzzard. And, of course, as you can guess, the stuffing is literally going to get ripped right out of Rambling Rabbit here. And, he's starting to turn into, like, South Park's Kenny, isn't he, with his death count here. Yeah, his mortality rate's not looking too well. Anyways, back to Seth and Shinsuke here. They're going to do a little... Seth and Shinsuke are going to start the match off doing a little bit of mat work. And they're going to have some nice little exchanges and some strikes here. It's not going to last too long, though, because we're going to lose the lights in the building. The Fiend is going to strike Seth Rollins. He attacks with the mandible claw on the stage and ends up throwing Seth right off the brand new SmackDown stage. The Fiend is here on SmackDown, guys. How frightening. This was an angle. They really didn't have anything to work with as far as a match goes, so I can't really rate it. But I just wanted to throw in, how good has Shinsuke Nakamura looked since he's come back from his vacation? Like I said, I think surfing is doing that man some good. And the pairing with Sami Zayn, I think, is going to do a lot for his confidence in the ring, too. So Shinsuke's looked the best he's looked since he's been in WWE, in this guy's opinion right here. Next up, it is the career versus career ladder match. Shane McMahon is going to take on Kevin Owens. The loser will be fired from WWE, guys. I know, right? Do we really believe Shane McMahon's getting fired? And how many times has Kevin Owens been fired in the last couple of years? Owens is going to attack during the super special ring announcing that Greg Hamilton's trying to deliver for Shane McMahon. Owens is going to attack him on the stage, and these guys are going to go about 12 minutes. They're going to blow this feud off, and they're going to basically do a very basic but very logical and tight ladder match here. There really wasn't enough time for them to really set up and tell a really intricate story. I mean, it felt like the show was pretty crammed for time in general. WWE was really intent on timing this thing out well for Fox and pacing it well, which is a plus for them. But Shane and Owens really didn't have a lot of time to tell a very good story. They didn't have a lot of time to build up their big spots and make them mean anything else. And but they did tell with what they did. They told a pretty good story here. I'm fine with the 12 minutes that they got, and I'm glad they didn't just go out there and, as far as this rivalry goes, it needed to have a proper story ending to it. So a basic meaningless spot fest wasn't gonna cut the mustard here. This is a Shane O'Mac match though, and what that means is every single Shane McMahon match since 1999 has featured the big top rope elbow drop from the ring through the announce table on the floor. So, of course, like, as if Hogan must always pose, you know that old mandate from Vince, Hogan must pose, Shane must do the top rope elbow through the announce table. And he's going to hit it here, putting Owens right through the announce table. Shane is going to end up hitting a coast-to-coast on Kevin Owens here with the ladder propped up in front of Owens' face. So he's going to drop kick that thing back into Owens' face. Cool visual there. We're going to get an even crazier bump, though, because Owens is going to lay Shane across a big ladder. We're talking about one of the big monsters that's set up. It's bridged across the ring apron and the guardrail. He's going to lay Shane out on that. Owens is going to go to the top rope and then hit a frog splash that looks really sick. Onto Shane, the ladder snaps right in half from the bridge position across the apron and the guardrail. Pretty crazy bump that Owens especially took there. Really, again, a very, 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 very nice spot. Owens is going to end up catching Shane as he's trying to climb up the ladder, and Owens has a ladder that is kind of draped across the second rope near the turnbuckle. Owens is going to powerbomb Shane down onto the ladder. He's going to climb up, retrieve that briefcase, and boom! Kevin Owens is victorious. That means Shane McMahon is out of here, guys. He is going to be fired. And sure enough, post-match, Kevin Owens is going to inform Shane McMahon that you're fired. And then he's going to lay him out with the stunner, guys. Awesome payoff to this one. Shane and Owens crammed a lot into the time that they were allotted here. And like I said, it was super logical for a ladder match. They made it make sense. And the big bumps that they did get to, those made sense too because they built to them properly. Good stuff here, guys. 3 1/2 star. Good, solid bout there. And moving on, this is what I like to call the throw everybody onto the card that we don't have a spot for match. Because we have a multi-man tag match here. This is an 8-man tag. Braun Strowman, The Miz, and Heavy Machinery are going to team up to take on AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. This is hardly a match again. This thing is going to go just under 3 minutes. Basically, we're just going to get another angle here. The boxer Tyson Fury is sitting front row. I don't really know who Tyson Fury is. I don't follow boxing too much, and I'm not sure Tyson Fury has much of a mainstream grab, but I do agree with the decision, and I will get to that in a second. Braun and Tyson Fury are going to end up getting into a confrontation after Braun basically picks Dolph Ziggler up and chucks him into the barricade, and it's going to knock Tyson over and kind of embarrass him. This is after Braun and Tyson have kind of been posturing for machismo, I guess you could say. They're going back and forth at each other, kind of smiling, kind of like smart Alex at each other. Basically, Braun is going to end up finishing Dolph off with the power slam in the ring. And if there was anybody that needed a new finisher of some kind, I think it's Braun Strowman. I've always hated the running power slam for him. But post-match, Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman are going to end up getting into a bit of a confrontation. It's almost a pull-apart brawl. I guess yeah, it's unrateable. Again, hardly a match. This was just an angle. Like I said, I don't know who Tyson Fury is, but I get the move from Fox Sports. I get the feeling that this is mainly a Fox Sports move, but I understand the idea of trying to draw the boxing fan or the legitimate combat sport fan to WWE to get them to check it out and give it a chance by having Tyson Fury have a square off with Braun Strowman. And I mean, I can imagine that's going to be on ESPN. We're going to probably see it on the Today Show, things like that. Cool segment, guys. Not such a great match, but I thought the segment was pretty well done. All right, and then we're going to get to the moment that made my kids, Xander and Jaden, this was their favorite moment of the show. It made them mark out completely, guys, because Marshmello is going to end up pinning Carmella to become the WWE 24/7 champion. It's not going to last very long, but we can always say, hey, Marshmello was the WWE 24/7 champion. And it worked because, hey, my son, Xander's 8 years old, almost 8 years old. Jaden's 5 years old. And these kids, they were so into Marshmello being on this show when I showed them this. And now they think WWE is the coolest thing in the world because Marshmello won the 24/7 championship. So it works, guys. Us old guys, you know what I mean? I knew who Marshmello is, but I know that a lot of fellow wrestling fans out there weren't aware of who he was or the reach that he has. But Marshmello is a very popular performer. He's got a lot of draw with younger children. So, like I said, just wanted to point that out. This was my kid's favorite moment of the show. All right, guys, here's a bit of a surprise. We're going to get a Lumberjack match. That's right, 2019, and we're having Lumberjack matches. It is the WWE. What can I say? Roman Reigns is going to go at it with Eric Rowan once again. And the WWE fatigue must be setting in with this audience here. This crowd is dead. We're talking crickets for Roman Reigns when he comes out here, guys. We're going to get a standard but a solid big man power match here, with the story being basically that the heel Lumberjacks keep beating down Roman Reigns as he gets knocked out to the floor. But they're a little intimidated and they don't really want to try Rowan. Rowan actually ends up taking a bunch of the Lumberjacks out. There's even a crazy spot in here where Rowan is going to actually use Ali as a weapon by powerbombing him into Roman Reigns. Yeah, that's a crazy spot. I always like when a big monster uses a human being as a weapon. So, a cruiserweight at that. Luke Harper is going to end up showing up, and he's just going to start wiping out Lumberjacks. But you know what? The Yes Movement, the king of the Yes, Daniel Bryan, he was doing guest commentary. He's going to end up cutting Harper off with the big B+ knee. That's going to allow Rowans to hit Eric Rowan with the spear in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns is going to go over. This was decent enough for what it was, but truthfully, nobody really even cared about this match. The lack of heat hurt it. 2.5 stars. Post-match, because, I mean, it's wrestling. You gotta have post-match shenanigans, right? Post-match, Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns shake hands, burying the hatchet to a nice reaction. Let's see if they go all in on the Daniel Bryan face turn here. I kind of think we might see on Sunday a repeat of the Flair, Sting, and Arn Anderson, Brian Pillman angle from Halloween Havoc 95, where Flair turned on Sting and reformed the Horsemen. I kind of have a feeling that Daniel Bryan might turn on Roman on Sunday. You heard it here first. Then again, if that doesn't happen, I might retroactively go back and delete that comment from the video. Just saying. Anyway, we are now down to our main event. This is what we all came here for, guys. It's the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston is defending his championship against Brock Lesnar. All right, here we go, guys. The bell rings. Kofi's going to charge at Lesnar, leap in midair, and Brock is going to catch him on his shoulders. He plants him with the F5 immediately. 1, 2, 3. We have a new WWE champion after only 10 seconds. Well, Well, no. I love it. All right, guys. I love Brock Lesnar though, and I find him to be one of the only true mainstream draws left in WWE. That's in wrestling in general that fans know who they are outside of pro wrestling. That they buy as a legit tough guy. Brock Lesnar is one of those people. I don't think they did Kofi dirty. He had a 6-month run. He got to win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. There is no shame in doing a clean job in this fashion, on this stage, in front of this audience, in front of all these potentially new eyeballs. There is no shame in doing a job like this to Brock Lesnar. Kofi can do jobs like this 1,000 times, and he's always going to be over now thanks to this run. I think Kofi's done a lot to cement himself, if not as a main eventer, then maybe as that upper mid card or that upper middle gatekeeper role. Kofi's won a lot of people over with this run, but the real story is what happens after the match here, because Rey Mysterio is going to emerge. He's looking for revenge after Brock Lesnar destroyed him and his son Monday night on Raw. Dominic just bumped like a madman from Brock Lesnar, actually. Really impressed me. Rey's not alone, though, because he is leading Cain Velasquez to the ring, guys. That's right. Cain Velasquez makes his WWE debut. This is the same Cain Velasquez that successfully defeated Brock Lesnar to become the UFC heavyweight champion years ago. This is the same Cain Velasquez that is the talk of the entire professional wrestling world right now because of his recent debut match in the AAA promotion in Mexico. He's gotten rave reviews, guys, and he really looked like a natural out there. And now he's here in the WWE. And this is amongst rumors that have been running strife about Cain Velasquez possibly negotiating with AEW. He looks like he might be an absolute natural, like on a Kurt Angle level almost. This is huge, guys. This is absolutely huge. Cain is going to end up hitting the ring, and he takes Brock Lesnar down and starts unloading with a barrage of punches. Brock is going to end up powdering out of the ring and clutching his title belt, guys. And then Brock Lesnar is just absolutely awesome here. He really does an incredible job of making Cain Velasquez on his debut in the WWE. He's just got this look of disbelief on his face. It really puts over Cain huge, because if Brock didn't react the way that he did, Cain might have been dead in the water here, guys. But Brock Lesnar, just his facial expressions, his body language, the way he powders away from Cain, the way he let Cain take him down and unload on him like that. Brock is really excited for working with Cain. You can tell. I love Brock Lesnar. He's one of the absolute best in the world, guys. And I love the built-in story that Cain and Brock have with each other here. I don't know if WWE's really ever done a storyline similar to this. They kind of teased it in '98 with Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn, but they really never went anywhere with it. This thing has all kinds of potential to knock, just to knock through that mainstream glass wall, I guess you would call it. And this has potential to break out. It really does. It's a heck of a way to end the show, too. Great talking point, great surprise. I think CM Punk showing up would have been really incredible, but I'm not going to complain about something that didn't happen. But what I think that people can complain about is the fact that they advertised a lot of people for this show that just didn't show. They just didn't utilize them at all. They advertised Trish Stratus, The Undertaker, Sting. Hogan and Flair were shown very, very briefly in the crowd for maybe like 10 seconds total. But a lot of names were promised here that didn't show on the show. And I can understand it. This was a packed show. It flew right by when I watched it. So, all right, guys. And I guess let's get right down to it. What is the bottom line then on the debut episode of WWE Friday Night Smackdown on Fox? What a week in professional wrestling we are having here. But this one is kind of interesting here. I'm going to call this a mixed bag. This was not, by any stretch of the imagination, by any means, was this a good wrestling show. It's not a good wrestling show. Owens and Shane was great. The women's tag match was strong, but everything else was merely an angle, or it was very, very mediocre or forgettable. Rowan and Rowan, for example. But as a variety show and as a piece of fast-paced television, this worked pretty well. I mean, they really got a hold of the pacing of this show, and they've really done a lot of work on improving that aspect a great deal. It was evident here. This was a breeze to watch, you guys. The presentation and the look of the show, it's just like night and day to what WWE does. I've heard that Fox Sports is handling the production, and that makes a lot of sense. I hope that they continue it. You didn't have Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn's distracting direction wasn't here. The Fox Sports direction was phenomenal. The only thing that they didn't do very well is shoot the Fiend attack on Seth Rollins. I think Kevin Dunn knows how to shoot that just slightly better. Everything else, first of all, the two-man booth on commentary was a big improvement as well. I'm glad that they've reverted to that. Corey and Michael are more than capable of carrying the entire show themselves, and things sound less cluttered in the announce booth. Everything else made sense, or they promoted Hell in a Cell very well as well. Like that was a rhyme. But they promoted Hell in a Cell very, very strongly here throughout the show. This was good TV. There was a couple of strong matches. It was just a very, very easy and fun watch through tonight. So we're going to go thumbs in the middle for the debut episode of WWE Smackdown on Fox. But we hope that you're going to not give us a thumbs in the middle. We hope you're going to give this video a big old thumbs up. Let us know you enjoyed JtoZ TV Pro Wrestling Breakdown. And what did you guys think of SmackDown on Fox? Reach out to us on Twitter. Hit us up on our Instagram. Or, hey, just leave us a comment down below right here on YouTube underneath this video. And we, the JtoZ fam, would love to get back to you guys and talk a little bit of pro wrestling. The other thing that we hope you do, we hope that you want to become a permanent member of the JtoZ universe, and to do that, you gotta lay the smack down on the subscribe button right now. Go ahead and do that. Click that subscribe button right now. I'll wait. I hope you clicked it. I can feel that you clicked it. I know you clicked it. You clicked it, did you? Tell me you clicked it. Did you click it? I'm not needy or anything. No, but seriously, guys, lay the smackdown on that subscribe button to join the JtoZ universe. It is the only way to stay up to date with all the crazy, amazing, awesome, entertaining, fun, energetic content that JtoZ TV is releasing on a really rapid basis nowadays, guys. JtoZ TV is taking off like a rocket ship. It's like WWE strapped the rocket to our back, man. We are taking off with all kinds of content. We're blowing up. And you don't want to miss another JtoZ TV Pro Wrestling Breakdown here in the Pro Wrestling Control Center. WWE Hell in a Cell is rapidly approaching, guys. You can bet your bottom dollar JtoZ TV Dad will be breaking it down right here on JtoZ TV Pro Wrestling Breakdown. Until that time then, guys, I will catch you next time down that aisle and through those ropes, guys. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang.